Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm joined this week by the man who is not a thing that you used to hang up clothes with. It's Mikey Do Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I literally wrong? Are you a thing to use to hang up clothes with?
I've decided you're not allowed bring your clothes hangers into your room and leave them near your desk so you're looking around for them before the show.
It's just my living room.
No, then you shouldn't have clothes hangers in your living room.
What do you mean? Where would I have them then?
In a wardrobe.
Nah. It's actually a clothesline peg that I was meaning, but I'll take the clothes hanger as well. Yeah.
Why is the clothes peg in your living room?
That's a good question.
I hadn't considered that.
I think what it was it fell out of the clothes pegs hanger or holder that we have, or I have, I suppose, while I was hanging out the clothes, and I must have just found it randomly in the garden and just went, oh, I'll remember to put that away, and just put it on my desk, and I haven't put it away. It's not outside though, so it's progress.
Progress?
Yeah, it's progress. It's not like a vertical progress, it's more of a diagonal progress. But that's still moving in a direction.
But is it a direction you should move?
Oh, I don't know. I was actually going to put a story today in about the kickback figure, because we got in-hand images of kickback.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, well, like I say, I was going to do it, but then I thought, there's no point. Because it would just be me complaining about not really improving on deluxes, more just the sideways move of them, because there was a side-by-side between it and the Legend figure that we got however many years ago, and it didn't look like that much of an improvement from the Legends, even though it was deluxe size class and whatnot.
Is this going to be like at the end of Prime, where they were going like, no, these are simple figures that we're releasing in deluxe scale, and just like, you just scaled up the Legends, you bastard.
Oh god, I remember that. Yeah.
And, oh my god, I remember how really adamant, like, not just they were, but a lot of the fan base were that no, this is a really good business move. This is a really good business move. Just like, oh wow, this is so clever. These are, this is really going to work. Until like, you've taken a toy meant to be half the size, you've scaled it up, and you haven't adjusted, so the plastic's just now super thin and wibbly. Yeah,
that's what the KOs were basically.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. I do remember thinking that if they'd released the Terracons, all of them, because they did some of them at that scale, but not all of them, that might have been okay.
Yeah, you could have gotten an Abominus out of it, but
yeah, like a bigger scaled one. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't know. Again, when I'm looking at these current deluxes, I'm just like, I wish there was just a bit more to them, because it looked like G1 Kickback, the toy. So what can you do? I suppose.
It's a strange world.
It is, but like I said, I didn't put the story in because at the end of the day, it was a thing. Have you noticed that we're getting more images of the next wave or the first wave, I should say, of Legacy toys coming out? It seems that there is one person who's doing the dodgy eBay deals, back in the good old days.
It's Prime versus Prime, I think he is.
I think so. Yeah. They seem to be the new Sean Long, I guess.
Back in the day where everyone was rushing to buy him off eBay.
Yeah, I wonder if that's still the case now. Either way, Prime vs. Prime is getting them first.
Yeah. From what I hear, like, these days, it's more like there's an inside man, woman, dog.
Okay, wow.
Who delivers the goods. In fact, 2 hours ago, I just looked. 2 hours ago, he put up a video of a toy we're going to talk about, which was just leaked.
Oh, which one?
Junkyard.
Oh, Junkyard. Okay, fair enough, yeah.
And
I'm sure he's Rekka, and that's about it.
He did RC.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. He did. When you see RC, you mean the Earthrise RC? Oh, sorry. You mean the Kingdom RC?
No, this is the Legacy.
Oh, right. Okay.
Legacy. Also, but that video should not be on YouTube. And Dragstrip, which got many people talking.
Yeah, because Dragstrip splits in half or something. I think it was either you or I heard somebody saying that people were getting angry about it for some reason. And I don't know why. Why were people angry?
Well, like, because, it's parts forming, it's not a perfect transformation, all that jazz.
Okay.
And, the leak from a while back did very much give the impression that it was going to be a case where the commander toy is going to form the base body of Menasor, and then you're going to put these guys on as pieces. So it makes sense to me that the way they're approaching, especially since Classics G1 version, that's all it was. Mm-hmm. So you just split the car in half and put one half at the top and one half at the bottom. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I would say so. For me, that the way that play pattern will work is how good is the core body. If the core body isn't up to snuff, then ain't no point in my opinion.
And how the rest of them look as well, because I remember you saying, and we talked about it, that they're all going to be different aesthetics technically.
Yeah,
as well. Maybe
they're going to be it's going to be a multiversal combiner by the sounds of it.
Yeah, which again, not sure how that's going to look, and if it doesn't look like OG G1 Menasor, a lot of people are going to be really angry. We know they will be. That's just the way it goes.
I'm going to be happier, but I'm just looking at the RC one now, and I'm just getting annoyed.
Oh, but it's so different, Mikey. Good. And it's more expensive.
And there's a lot of clear plastic on her.
Really? Is it? Is that new?
Yeah. Don't know. She's got that back of the head is clear plastic thing, which I really hate. Because if that goes, you're fucked. Oh my god, she looks so crap next to the old deluxe.
Which old deluxe?
I think it's the RID one. I think it's not first edition. I don't think it's first edition.
Do you mean Prime?
Man, yeah.
Oh, you said RID, and I was like, what?
Yeah, the first line of Prime Deluxes after first edition was Robots.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry, I get confused with Robots in Disguise. There's only been one or two Transformers lines, series, comics, cartoons called Robots in Disguise.
Oh, man, Jesus. It's actually seeing it next to the Prime figure is making it so much worse.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm so looking forward to Knockout.
Well, you've seen him. The hope with Knockout is he just doesn't explode. Oh, no, you mean the Transformer one in Legacy, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We do have news stories to talk about today, though. We may as well kick off with some third-party stuff and stop slagging on Transformers as best we can.
No!
I really don't want to be one of those shows that just shits on Transformers. I hope we're not considered that.
I hope not. I mean, I'm positive about many aspects of the franchise, broadly speaking.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not doing a lot to make me love it. I'm going to talk about something brief, because I do not want to really do a show on it. I'm going to talk briefly about Tread and Circuits in the What We Did section. But
okay, yeah. And I always want to be honest about how I feel about it, but also try and be objective. Even sometimes when we've talked about things and you're like, no, this thing is shit, and I have to come in and go, is it though? Even though I'm like, this is shit. This is shit. Is it though, Mikey? Yes. I don't know what to say. How do I counter that? Anyway, Shockwaves Labs is doing the SL125 upgrade kit for Kingdom Blaster, or I suppose technically Shag Glass Blaster, because they'll be interchangeable if you wanted to put it on this one. Assuming, of course, that this is the mold that they use for the Shag Glass Blaster in the future. Which I guess they might. It's basically his megaphone speaker hand things. It's 2 hand speakers compatible with the War for Cybertron blast effects, the ones that melt plastic, apparently, if that's still a thing. And there's also filler parts for the arms and the legs, because obviously these are still some hollow boys. They're not massive filler in pieces, but I didn't realize he had such hollow thighs. Wow. His thighs are super thin. Or gappy. Wow. Mikey, what do you think of these Sonic Boom hand things? They do not cut. It doesn't look like it did in the show where his hands turned into them. It's more like he's holding them like guns. If you wondered, or megaphones.
I think it would look better if they went over the hand, just aesthetically. I know it does look more like an actual megaphone, but the fact he can't put it to his mouth, means, I would have gone with the cover the hand look.
Yeah, because again, it's probably what people would expect. It's at least it's detailed megaphones as well, or speakers. They have like a honeycomb effect on the inside and some extra kind of line work on the outside, so it's not just kind of flat detail wise. It's got some nice bits to it, but yeah, I think a hand cover might have looked a bit better, unless they gave you a new elbow joint, which would allow him to, get it closer to his face. That would have been cool as well.
Yeah, but would have been a pretty big change.
Yeah, I agree.
No, the gap fillers are nice, as they're gap fillers, but I think the actual Megaphones look good. It's just for me, the way they're structured, that's for a figure with better articulation. For a mainline Transformer figure, I would have gone with the hand cover, just because I think it would look better.
That's fair. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next story? I gave you this one because I wanted to give you something nice to talk about.
Yeah, this caught me completely off guard because I thought this was super dead.
Yeah, same. We haven't talked about this for a long time, right? I don't think we have.
Yeah, when this was originally... Basically, before we go into it, this toy was originally announced back in... When was it? July 2018.
Fuck off, really?
And after a couple of months of seeing some prototypes, we never heard another thing about it. It's been on pre-order for years.
Oh my god.
So, Mastermind Creations have revealed coloured images of R42DZF, which is an unofficial... These nuts. Unofficial, not quite IDW Detsaurus. Mm-hmm. It's sort of a hybrid between the IDW, because Planet X did IDW Detsaurus pretty on point with the options to turn it into regular Detsaurus.
Yes.
This is a hybrid of the two designs. So it's got some facial features and stuff from the IDW design, similar wing structure and everything else. The proportions and body of the alt mode, though, are very much in line with Classics Detsaurus.
Yeah, I like this blend of the two, to be honest.
But he has an updated head to look more like the IDW one as well.
Yeah, the mill in the face.
Yeah. So we get to see him. He's going to come with interchangeable faces. One which is a sneaky schmirk, and one which is I'll be a neutral I'll be face. He'll also have a sword which you can store in the back, and a shield which will be made out of his tail pieces. Yeah. The storage for the sword, actually, it will come with a clip that you put in. Hopefully it works a little better than some of those have worked in the past.
Yeah, it looks a little bit awkward. It doesn't look the cleanest integration, but it's okay.
Yeah, the sword has a neat feature where the hilt has the top of the Decepticon symbol. I think that's quite cute.
Yeah.
And the chicken mode, I think Planet X did a better Dino Chicken Kaiju. In terms of an actual, here is a functioning beast mode. But if you want something that really calls back to the old, super guy in a suit kaiju look that the old Detsaurus alt mode had, this is on point, I think. Honestly, I think this looks great. I think the proportions look really good. The weirdest thing about it proportion-wise is its hands look very big.
Do you mean in robot mode or chicken mode?
Robot mode. Maybe it's just his head seems a bit on the small side, but that looks like very big hands.
Yeah, I think it's also because his arms in robot mode obviously become his chicken legs, and they're a little bit on the big side. Visually, they're very wide and a little bit on the long side. His fingers could probably touch his knees without any issue.
He's got super robot proportions, very much so.
He does, yeah, I would say so.
But yeah, it's Detsaurus, who is the most underrated character in Transformers, in my opinion, in terms of his representation. You screwed me out of a figure a couple of years ago in Power of the Primes.
Oh, well, Mikey, have you not heard the rumors that we might be getting him as one of the HasLab figures? See, if that does happen... I think I've heard that as people talking about it. So if that did happen, Mikey, you could buy him for an absorbent price.
Well, I'm trying to think. Well, Star Saber, I think, ended up a much better price than Unicron anyway, in terms of what you got for the money.
Oh, well. Yeah.
But I'm just thinking what you do for you do Detsaurus, right?
Yes.
He'd be probably if you want him in scale, he has to be as tall as Star Saber in combined mode.
Oh, they wouldn't do that.
He has to be, though. You can't, because
they won't, though.
They should, if you're doing it HasLab, he has to be at least commander height. In fact, he should probably be as tall as Victory Leo.
I don't think
as Victory Saber.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what else you could put in the box.
What do you mean?
Well, Star Saber has basically, when you break Star Saber down, it's a tiny figure, a big action figure, a play set that combines with your action figure, and a full other toy.
The only way you salvage it is you give him his wife. That's the only way. Like a posable version of his wife.
That would be amazing. Or what was his name? His adopted kid.
I can't remember his kid now.
Solon, King Solon, because he had a mech suit in the manga.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you justify it. I don't think they would do that for HasLab, because I think that would be...
Or you give him Jan and have him like kidnap Jan, and it's like some weird abduction story.
Yeah, I think that would be too out there. I don't think they would know that people would know about that stuff. Maybe they would, but I don't think they trust in the audience.
I want wacky Victory manga accurate nonsense, because the Victory manga is insane.
Oh, there's more to it than the show, which was, very bland, to be fair.
No,
good designs, but...
It's the greatest. Starsaber was a deep character, Andy.
No, nobody says
I will stand by Detsaurus, Liokaiser, and the Dino Force.
Oh yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Yep,
they're great villains, and they have really good visuals to them.
Yep.
There's just nothing to the story.
Yep, and the good guys are pretty standard.
Yeah. I wouldn't go out of my way and say all of the villains were like outstanding. They were fun,
No.
but they weren't like crazy characters.
Yeah, they were good crack.
Yeah, they weren't Overlord basically.
No, God no. But are Giga and Mega?
Yeah,
who are also great. But yeah. So I think it looks good, and I definitely hope it's. To be fair, it'll be priced about as much as a HasLab figure. What do you think of it, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it does look really good. It's a shame there's not an option for a more G1 accurate head. It would be nice if that was there. I realize they'd have to do an entirely new mold for the head, though, so might be asking a bit too much. I would have liked to have seen as well his weird mace attached to his gun, or, a mace and gun there. That would have also been... okay, not amazing, but that's what I associate Deathsaurus to have. I think it might be a little bit telling that we only have one picture of the chicken mode from one angle, which is a downwards facing up angle to make it seem bigger and more intimidating. It would have been nice to see a few different angles, but maybe there's a reason we're not seeing it from other angles. Maybe, like you said, it's just overall not a great chicken dinosaur mode, and I think you can tell that from the size, the stumpy tail as well. It looks a bit like a flaccid penis rather than a strong, girthy dino chicken tail.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Listen. I would love to see. I would love to see something maybe half the size, with a similar budget that you can really put some really strong engineering into. Mm-hmm. But size is a big selling point at the moment.
Yeah, people really are size queens. They really are.
Yep.
It's gotta be big. I'm like, it didn't have to be. I mean, I've got the Super Mini King Jada, and that's big enough for me, and he's about the size of a leader transformer, I'd say, something like that.
Yeah, no, he's a good size.
Yeah, it's like I don't need anything really bigger than that for anything.
And he's only that big because of the bravery.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, if something was gonna be bigger, it's because it would be a playset. I'm happy with a bigger thing if it's like a playset, because then it's not like just vertical. It's horizontal as well, and then you can have things play with it. But in terms of figure size, I'm not. For me, like the biggest I was happiest with was the Armada Unicron. I was like, this is big, but I'm happy enough with it. And then we got Unicron, and it's like, that's too big. You're gonna burst me. I'm gonna drown. I don't like it. Mikey, shall I take us over to Fiendish Dr. Wu?
You can, yes.
Alright, Mikey. Dr. Wu, Fiendish of his kind, is doing the Prime Commander. You might be shocked in finding out that this is a Micromaster scaled G1 Optimus Prime. And there's a new variant, which is the DW-EO4G, which is the gold version, and the DW-EO4W, which is the white version. So it's the same figure we've seen before, just one's in gold and one's in white. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray. Everybody likes the Ultra Magnus recolor. Mikey's favorite color. He always tells me about how much he likes it. And obviously the golden one is the Golden Lagoon episode, because again, that's now just a prerequisite that we do that one as well. Hurrah. Prime's going to be 6 centimeters tall, probably like the original version that they did. I don't know how well that was received. Mikey, do you have any thoughts on these repaints from them being very standard and boring and not Shattered Glass, Akane, and not the Armada version of Optimus Prime? The evil one, I mean.
True. I don't like the gold and the gloom one.
No, it looks a bit cheapy.
Looks a bit pea-based.
Yeah, it's gold plastic, and then it's got more of a what were the biscuit bars that you could get that with that color? They were like gold, and there was a biscuit on the inside. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, there was a British biscuit that I guess probably went to Ireland as well. That you could get like that. Maybe they were just called gold bars. I can't remember. But he's got that kind of color on his thighs. But yeah, he does look like if he does suffer from gold plastic syndrome, all of it's turning to dust. All of it.
Yeah. well, those days are thankfully. Were largely behind us.
Clear plastic isn't, though. Clear plastic, I hear, is a thing. I saw some pictures of a broken animated, what was it called? Swindle. And I was like, oh no, I hope my Swindle's okay. Because think how much of that Swindle figure was clear plastic. Pretty much all of his limbs.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Well, I don't know why. I'm looking back on it. I'm just like, what decision process? Well, like, also, like, from their point of view, I suppose it's like, these were never meant to last.
No. I guess that's why the Japanese just generally do standard releases and then do a translucent one as a special edition, because they're like, this isn't going to last, but you can pay us extra for it, and you're not going to complain that it turns to dust, because you know what you're doing. They also showed the New Age Toys NA-H50 Scott. Who's Scott? It's Legend Scaled Hound. Scott? No, it's not Great Scott. It's just Scotty? A standard Scott. We have a few details on. I was going to call him Hot Rod. It's not Hot Rod. It's Hound. The details are the robot mode feet are thinner. Okay. The lower legs are longer. The hips are reduced. Ooh, nice. That's what I like. Yeah. I actually like bigger hips. Yeah, delightful. Yay. Car mode, side steps are removable, and new seats have been designed. The head sculpt has been revised, and the shoulder cannon is thicker. Thicker spelled incorrectly.
Yes, it is definitely. Yes, it is definitely on that scale of the thickness.
Yeah. So what do you think about this change to the design, mate? Do you think it's an improvement? I think it's overall a little nicer.
I think his proportions look a bit nicer. I think changing the feet helped a lot.
Yes.
Sort of balanced them out a lot.
I like what they did with the thighs as well. They've kind of smoothed them out a bit.
Yeah. Which, especially since they're going for a very cartoon aesthetic.
Yes.
I'm just looking at the aspects. They removed the star. They probably had to, I suppose. But
do they? It's just a star.
It's still got, I think, it's kind of like the Red Cross thing. It's a cross, but do not show it.
Are you seeing they should for what's his name, Desert Hound? They should do the sickle and hammer.
Okay. The face is the face is definitely a lot better.
Yes.
Still not including a spike, I noticed.
No, but it seems like they've got an image of Autobot Spike in the background, so maybe maybe that's just a design they're showing off, and they're going to be doing Autobot Spike because apparently that's a character people want as well.
Apparently, it's a Build-A-Figure they're doing.
Oh, even better. Oh, yeah, here it is. It will also include a Ravager's cage. Oh, that's nice, and an extra H54 Frankenstein limb. It does not say which Frankenstein limb it comes with. It just comes with one of them. The robot mode will stand 7.6 centimeters tall with die-cast parts. Wow, for such a small thing, that's got die-cast in. Okay. But there you go. Yeah, he comes with a little Ravage cage as well. I guess Ravage is sold separately.
As much as I can ever think a Hound is neat, which is limited, I think he's neat.
I think visually, the Decepticon repaint, whatever that version's called, I think that one, I always like that one more. Probably just because of the color scheme, but, same as you, I just kind of look at Hound and I go, he's fine. He's fine. He's not super exciting. He is above a GoBot design, but that's about it.
Yay?
Yeah. Mikey, do you want to talk about trains and eHobby?
Yeah, so eHobby have updated their website with images about an official Transformers merchandising. So first up, we have Super Deformed Transformer cards. These are prismatic cards featuring chibi. I like how chibi style is in inverted commas. It's 2022. We all know what SD is. Of G1 Optimus, G1 Megatron, Convoy, based off the Hobby figure, and Metalligator, which is...
that's a great name.
I don't remember him being called that.
No, he was Megatron.
Yeah,
Just
it's the Titan Return mold done as Megatron. Beast Wars, of course. These are going to be sold in pairs for $9 each, G1 or Beast Wars. And then Transformers acrylic logos. These are logo stands designed after the G1 Transformers logos in Autobot or Decepticon colors, which are going to be $13 each. Obviously, if you want to get them, you're going to have to go the long way, which is go through a third party and get hold of them that way. That will add quite a bit onto the price. But if you do really want them, that's what you can do. I like how it said only officially available in Japan at the moment. They will only ever be officially available in Japan.
Yeah,
there's not really a market for these over here.
How have we not taken the name Metalligator though? That is such a good. That I like legit. Not like a like. That's a good solid Transformer name.
I like it.
Yeah, you could give it to the crappy Optimus Prime Gator. It would work for that. It could work for this Beast Wars Megatron Crocodile thing as well. Better than just calling it, Beast Wars Megatron Gator.
Beast Wars Megatron Gator. Well done, Andy.
I'm not in the business, Mark. Fuck off. I don't make things.
So, for promotional stuff, they've got images of the actual cards. These have some pretty nice chibi designs. And the two Titan Master ones come with images of... it's not just a big robot, it's got the Headmaster, and it's also, in the case of Primal, or Convoy Bat, it's got the little accessory robot he got made from Ape Face.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of these is, really, apart from being
but the collector cards. They're collector cards, that kind of stuff. And yeah, you can open these up. Or on the back of these, they have like stat cards and stuff like that. The stands are, stands. They're here, pictured here with the Masterpiece figures. Sound Blaster is eating his, for some reason. And
yeah, he is. Oh my god, what's he doing?
Bumblebee is just sort of like waving it around his head like he's one of those old, ring girls in the 1990s in a wrestler show. It's like, yeah. Or he's covering Optimus Prime's nudity.
Yeah, Prime's letting his big dong hang out and B's there to, help his bro out. TOS, Prime, TOS.
What do you think, Andy, of these?
They're cute. There's not much of an opinion I can give. Because maybe the acrylic stands that like Bumblebee's holding, you could use it as a display thing to like put with your Masterpiece collection inside your cabinet as a nice little thing to be like, here's my Decepticon Masterpiece things, and here's the Autobot ones. Apart from that, I just kind of look at them and go, yeah, they're all right. Yeah, they're little freebies and nothing too crazy or nuts to go for.
They'd be a nice thing to get in a pack or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go on my way to ever get one, but...
No, you're not doing that.
But yeah, Andy, take us on to slightly more significant news.
All right, the Takara Tomies Transformers Masterpiece 02 Masterpiece Train Getsuei, yeah. We've got some additional images. We got images of him earlier on in the week. You want to know how big and thick these are? Well, 01 Shoki is 18 centimeters tall, and so is Getsuei as well. He's 18 centimeters tall, and 17 centimeters in combined leg mode. Not leg mode, but just normal leg mode. This one is the Blue Train, the primarily Blue Train, who is the old-timey kind of train. I don't know how
box car, I'd call it.
The box. That's fair. Box car-y kind of one. See him in some poses. He can slide around. One of them looks like he's fallen over. Image 6. I don't know what he's meant to be doing there.
He's busy. He's fallen over.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that an action?
He's chilling. He's relaxing. That's him relaxing.
Is he transforming into a leg? Is that what that is?
No. He's lying down.
Okay, I don't know.
He's got his he's got one leg up and he's got the arms behind his head and he's like, yeah, life, man.
He's just falling down the stairs.
I'm a train. What does that even mean?
What does that mean? That's a good question.
Who takes me where I want to go?
Everyone's like, where could we go? No one asks me, where do I want to go? Oh, Sad times.
If I'm
the
on the
leg
tracks, do I have any choice?
That's true. We have him in leg mode as well, and we also have 2 parts of the train track, a goon, and then 2 other chrome things and a grey thing, which I'm not sure what the other bits are.
Chrome thing and the grey thing. You may have to be more. Where are the chrome things and the grey things?
If you see the image of the 2 pieces of the track, there's an image with the gun, and to the right, above the gun, there's 2 like chrome things, and below the gun, there's 1 grey thing.
The pieces of the track.
Yeah, it's image 8. After the leg.
Oh, okay. Oh, those are. Well, I can tell you what the things on top are. Or they go on the top of the train, and they're supposed to represent the connectors to the power.
Right, that's what that is. Okay, yeah, I couldn't tell from the looking down at them from above, but then I just clicked on the train image and saw them. And went, of course, I'm an idiot. That's what it is. Yeah, if only I'd looked at the other fucking images, I probably could have figured that out. I don't know what the grey thing below the gun is, though. Is that the stand adapter?
Don't know would be my short answer. I'm just looking and it's not very clear.
No, I'm gonna guess maybe it's the stand adapter for the train, potentially, but
doesn't say in the news story.
It does.
No, doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I was like, does? I was like, I didn't see that shit.
Yeah.
We also have a black silhouette of the combined form as well, which looks a bit strange because I can see the 2 bits of the nose of the train. In the torso, he looks a bit thick in the chesticle area, but maybe that'll smoothen out when it fully comes out. I don't know. What do you think, Mikey? Are you really excited by this arguably quite boring design of a train? At least in robot mode.
Honestly, I think the train mode looks quite nice.
The train does, yes.
Yeah, I think the train looks quite nice. I honestly think the robot mode doesn't look bad. It's just like rather bland in the color schemes.
It's just
which is
blue. That's it.
Going to be a slight problem with all of these, because apart from the first guy, they're mostly like one dominant color. I think they look very good together. Like, I think that the twin shot, like, they look like they go together, which is something that all combiner teams manage. But I think he's turned out quite well, better than I was expecting, if I'm honest. I thought most of these would look quite crap, but I'm hoping we get like they're going to join up into one big thing, because that's what they do.
That's true.
I would like it if you could like have them on the stands while they're doing that, but I think that's probably a lot, asking a bit much.
What do you mean on the stands doing? What do you mean?
So like, because like they fly in
together?
space. They fly in space, and they fly. So you connect them all together and like have them on stands. So they're all
yeah, that would be a lot of pressure on the stands, wouldn't it? Jesus.
Yeah. So I can dream, but overall, I think he looks good. It hasn't convinced me to try and like find the money to ever get into these, because it's the Trainbots and no one cares.
Sure.
For a Japanese market, these are a big deal, because like. You do not understand the relationship Japanese media has with trains.
They do like them. They're actually really important as well, and it helps that they're always on time. So
and they've just started like another Shinkalyan series.
Oh yeah, that show's really popular. I always see like model kits and toys coming out for that show.
Oh yeah, it's very big.
Yeah, big times. Right, Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news?
Yeah,
I see why you want to do this one. Yeah.
This one's a little surprising, because previously this was announced. So, Flametoys have revealed images of their Leo Prime, or Leo Convoy, whoever you want it to be. Now, originally, this was advertised as a model kit, along with Big Convoy and Optimus Primal, but then Primal was made into a 4A action, and they said that the 2 convoys would also go down the same route. But now they've announced this as a model kit. Now, it's one of their more expensive ones. It's up to $70, I believe, which is close to Devastator prices. But I'm wondering if the 4A action thing just didn't sell as well as the model kits. And they're sort of backtracking, which I kind of hope, because that might mean they may redo Primal as a model kit, which I would be super into. But anyway, so this is a highly stylized Leo Convoy, done up to be kind of like a knight with a lot of fur on him. He comes with a soft goods cape and a sword, which is based off of something, but I don't know what. It looks very familiar. you can take the lion shoulder pad and use it as a shield, and the tail on the other shoulder pad can be used as a whip. All the shoulder pieces are removable if you want them to look a bit more stripped down. And it does look fairly decent that way. And yeah, it looks highly, highly posable. Will come with 3 pairs of hands, stand adapter, sheath for the sword, different shoulder pieces, whole kit and caboodle. This looks excellent. I am especially pleased to see they went the soft good route with the cape.
I'm shocked that they did. They
almost
never do that, especially with a model kit.
Yeah, it's really surprising. Actually, I think the sword's based off of the Thundertron sword, because they repainted into Leo Convoy.
Maybe. I mean, the problem with that sword was it was a crappy.
Yeah, but it had a distinct hilt. I remember that.
What was the name of those weapons where you pulled the things on them?
Yeah,
it was a gimmick that they used for the third movie, Transformers movie.
Yeah, and then they used it for the last major run of
the Rid Toys, didn't they? The Prime Rid Toys.
Yeah, I think so.
For some reason, yeah.
No, I think they actually used it for most of them. Now I think about it. I'll have to look back on it, but because I remember because that's one of the reasons. Oh yeah,
because they did it for Megatron. Voyager Megatron had it. Yeah, no, you're quite right.
And
they didn't do it for Deluxes, but they definitely did it from Voyagers and above. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and when they released him in Japan, they gave him that mini-con that turned into a cannon.
Yes, they got rid of it because everybody knew, at least in Japan, that the idea of those, if you want the gun to work, you have to always have the spring taut or compressed. That's always a good idea.
Yeah, but this, I think, looks really good, and it's clearly very, very posable, and like I said, the soft goods cape is really surprising, but really cool.
I think that's the biggest seller. The soft goods cape really sells the figure on this more regal look. Looks good before, don't get me wrong, but having that material cape is just such a rarity. I think it adds a hell of a lot to the figure, and makes it more than just a standard kind of looking model kit. It goes kind of above and beyond.
And it's got wires in it, which is also very nice.
Yes.
I don't have a lot to add, but I do, it's definitely on my radar. Definitely on my radar.
Do you think it'll be more because of the cape and whatnot?
That might be why, to be honest.
Yeah. I could see them pushing the price up because of that, for instance. How much by, who knows? Yeah.
Anyway, this is going to be available third quarter 2022. Pre-orders are up now if you are interested.
Oh, that's okay. That won't be out for a while then. So if you do want it, you can save up, I suppose.
Yep.
Cool.
And next, Andy.
Yes. Shall I take us on to American stuff?
Leaks.
Yes, we have the first look of the Studio Series 86 Junkyard, and there's also a possible, I don't know why it says possible because they do have an image of it, look at the new Beast Wars Sandstorm figure. So we'll have a look at Junkyard. Junkyard being a redo of Wreck-Gar into one of the Junkions. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Find the image because I don't know how. It's the one with the glasses
and the horns.
Yeah, it's like that. I can't really describe him too well. He's just another Junkion in my eyes. But it seems like it's not been massively changed. A few bits here and there, though.
Picture of them next to each other. It's a bit more than I was expecting.
Is it? Oh no, you're right. Yeah, he's got extra bits on his arms.
I think his arms are entirely new.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it looks like the whole thing's new. Shoulders are also new.
Shoulders are new.
The chest is new.
New. Head is new.
The waist is the same. I think the waist down's all the same. It's just like the top half of the body. Oh, the what would we call that? The central part, like the abs. That's also the same.
Yeah. So everything above the abs is new.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that it kind of went that far. He does have a different look to Wreck-Gar. He doesn't look much different in bike mode. He does look a little bit different, and he does have more spikes. I think they are curved spikes for some reason, so it looks like they're kind of droopy. I think that's by design. What do you think of Wreckage?
Junkyard.
Got it.
I like him better than Wreck-Gar.
Ooh, I think his color scheme's a bit more dull, to be honest.
I think his color scheme pops a lot more, to be honest.
Oh wow.
I think it breaks it. Like, Wreck-Guard's got a lot of solid colors, and I don't think that looks as good. And I like the general outline of it a lot more.
Okay.
So I'm actually more pleased with it.
Pleased enough to buy one?
If I ever see one, maybe.
So you'll go into like a Smith's and you'll see it for like £50 or €50,
I mean,
and you'll be like, oh,
like,
okay,
if it's
sure.
on sale, I buy everything on sale.
Okay. So that's a little bit different because he just said if I see it. I don't think he said see it on sale.
If I see it immediately, I will buy it.
Do they do sales for your Smiths, or do they just kind of laugh at you and go, no, we're just going to increase the price? That's our sale strategy.
They do online.
Oh, online. Okay. All right. They don't actually do them in stores.
Well, you can't trust the ones in stores would be the one what I'd say.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What's that
Because
mean?
you'll go in and it's on sale and just like, oh no, that's how the sale's over.
Then why? Hang on. If it says it's on sale, isn't it one of those weird store policies?
Not in my world.
Really? I thought it was one of those, like, maybe it's an American thing, or I don't know if it's a UK thing, but I thought it was one of those things that if it says it's on sale, and they're like, it's out of date, it's like, well, that's too fucking bad, you should have changed it, we still get it on the sale price. Is that not a thing in Ireland?
Nope. Well, you're more likely to be told to go fuck yourself.
Wow, okay, welcome to Ireland. The people that say go fuck yourself. Okay, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Junkyard. That is his name. Okay, yeah. I was just like, in my head, I was like, is that right? I can't remember. I'm not a big fan of him visually. I think it's nice that he's getting the figure. Is all I could say on it. Possible redo of the Scorponok figure into Sandstorm. This is a homage to the Sandstorm from some
3H?
BotCon?
3H Productions BotCon, I believe.
Something like that. I have the figure. It's a very nice redo of the figure. I think it looks really neat.
It's got a new head.
It does. It has, well, I was going to say the old head, but it's got the mutant mask face for better or worse, I suppose, depending on what your thoughts on the mutant faces. I actually think I preferred the mutant mask to the head sculpt that they did for the original toy. So whenever I had my Scorponok out, I'd always have his mask closed because I thought this always looked better than their attempt. Yeah,
no, it always looked better on the original.
Yeah. Now, granted, this has all the same issues that the original Scorponok figure release had, the Beast Wars one, the Kingdom one, I should say. Not the Beast Wars one, the Kingdom one. So it has the weird waist and all the odd proportions and whatnot. So it's just a visual change. If you really like the color scheme, this is another way to go. Mikey, do you like the color scheme on Sandstorm?
I think the Scorpion mode looks great. I'm not sure about the robot mode, but I do like the Scorpion mode.
What don't you like about the robot mode versus the Scorpion mode?
I think the colors make him really highlight the sort of squat proportions a lot more.
Okay.
So especially the chest, especially since the chest is a slightly different tone than the rest of the body.
So it's not so much that you don't like the color scheme; it's more so that it highlights his proportional issues. I can see that. Yeah.
Whereas Scorpion mode, that's not really an issue.
Yeah, no, it's Scorpion mode's fine. There are no proportion issues in there really. He's fine. Maybe, and I could see this happening. They'll do an upgrade kit for him. Because it just means redoing an upgrade kit they've already done for Scorponok, so...
Mayhaps.
Fix the proportions and whatnot. Mikey, do you want to tell us all about the convention stuff that's happening then to finish us off then for today?
Yep. We have several convention guests announced, and they will be appearing in conventions throughout the year, one of which is TF Nation. So they have announced Nicole Dubach, who is an Emmy Award-winning writer. Now, she has written a lot of stuff, like Kim Possible, My Little Pony, Young Justice, what else she worked on? The Rocketeer, Star Wars, Octonauts, never heard of that, and so on and so forth. Now, for our purposes, the most important thing is she worked on the Spectacular Spider-Man. The best Spider-Man show.
Yeah, it was hella good. Love it.
She also did several episodes of Transformers Prime and Rescue Bots, but I'm honestly more impressed by the Spectacular Spider-Man thing. That did not have a bad episode.
Did it? Ooh.
I can't think of one. I rewatched it there a while ago. I couldn't find one.
I haven't rewatched it for a while, but I'm gonna probably side with your opinion on there because I would be shocked if it did because I remember only good things about that series.
She's going to be appearing at TF Nation, which is booked in for August 12th to 14th at the Hilton Birmingham Metropole. Of course, that is with the usual caveat of be aware it may get cancelled.
Yay!
We're hoping it's not. It's August. It's a nice way out, but let's
gotta be honest.
Be aware.
Yeah,
so
it could still happen.
Yeah. Now TFCon, which is going on March 11th, 13th in where is it this time? TFCon Los Angeles, which is presumably happening in Los Angeles, California, America. Los Angeles is in California, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's a very confident yes, you can tell.
So, they've announced 3 guests. The first one up is Jeff Bennett. Jeff was kind of a big name in cartoons in the 90s and 2000s. People remember him from SpongeBob. I remember him for Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
He is the man, the myth, the legend, the quaff.
Yeah, we can't talk about Johnny Bravo, though.
I'm sure
he's quite
amazing.
problematic by today's standards.
Yeah, but it's very funny.
It was very funny. I like Johnny Bravo
I
a lot.
love Johnny Bravo. I still would. I was looking for it there a while ago. I could never find it. He played Petrie in some of the Land Before Time movies. Was Dexter's dad. He was Clay Bailey in Shaolin Showdown. I used to love Shaolin Showdown. He was an American Dragon Jake Long. I didn't love that.
That's not his fault.
Like he was Zazu's singing voice in Lion King.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I suppose that makes sense because Rowan Atkinson probably wasn't going to be singing songs. That's fair.
True. I'm just scrolling through his actual like filmography, and it's just like insane, absolutely insane. If you have seen anything, you've seen something with him.
Would you say he's the Frank Welker of that time period?
Okay, so you can, because Frank Welker was the Frank Welker of that time period. But he was prominent. He's a very, very, very prominent actor. For us, of course, he was very important because he was in Transformers Animated. He played several key characters, the least of which would have been Mixmaster, but he also played Soundwave, Ultra Magnus, Prowl, and very, very importantly, the best human character in cartoons, Captain Fanzone. He hates machines.
He do. I actually thought you would have said Soundwave was the least important there, because Soundwave was in, I think, less episodes than Mixmaster, you know?
Yeah, but those episodes were a big deal, whereas Mixmaster was just kind of a grunt.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I would say Scrapper was the bigger deal in terms of those two.
Eventually, he got more development for what it, was worth by the end there.
Yeah. This one I think is really cool. The next one. I think the next one's awesome. Daniel Reardon will be making an appearance. Now, Daniel Reardon, he is an anime voice actor of some note. It's just, this is where Andy and I have to go like, oh, I'm sure we've seen stuff he was in, but we've never watched it.
Yeah.
He was in Star Trek as well. He's done face acting and everything else. He was in Star Trek.
Which Star Trek?
Star Trek Next Generation. He played a character called Rondon on The Coming of Age, and he was First Guard in Progress, Deep Space Nine.
Oh, is Coming of Age the episode where the old guy has to die, and he's Lexana Troy's husband or something?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. But yeah, he's shown up in a lot of stuff, basically. These days, he's more known for his video game work. He's been in tons of stuff, Jesus. He's one of those guys, like,
it's not. Okay, I found an image of him.
Yeah.
I don't remember the episode.
Yeah, don't try and break down this guy's career. It's been lengthy. But for us, again, he played Megatron, Galvatron, and Omega Prime in R.I.D. Now, I love R.I.D. Megatron / Gigatron voice, because it is so perfect for that character. R.I.D. has one of the better dubs of the age, because it was a bad period for dubbing, and this time they just went, let's just let people have fun.
It was kind of the Samurai Pizza Cats idea of dubbing, where they just went, I don't care.
Yeah, we have a general idea what the episode is. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Good crack.
Good enough.
And I really liked his take, because he was just like so hammy.
Yeah.
I'd like that especially when they got to the Devil Gigatron Galvatron stage. It's like those alt modes were so terrible. They were wonderfully terrible, but they just like his primary alt mode is not a dragon. It's a fucking hand. He turns into a hand.
Yeah, the Hand of God, or Megatron.
Yeah. who they stuck on a Fortress Maximus toy, except it couldn't do that in real life. Because I remember he attaches himself to Brave Maximus and he's just like punching. Which must have hurt.
You'd think so, yeah.
And the last guest announced is Vince DiCola, who of course composed music for the Transformers the movie 1986 version. All of these will be doing Q&A and signing panels and everything else. So if you're interested in getting in there, check out TFCon's website for all your details. I think it's cool.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. Sure.
Andy, I think that's it for news, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think we got anybody else. We're done. We're done.
For fun.
We're done with fun. No more fun. It's only the 16th of the month and it's of the year, and there's no more fun for the rest of the year. Oh, God.
No fun, only pain.
So, Mikey, what have you been up to this week? What have you done for fun yourself?
Nothing, because fun is dead.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
What have I done this week? Not a ton, if I'm honest.
Not a ton of fun.
Not a ton of fun. Started building the... Oh, whatchamacallit? What's the name of it again? There we go. The Atoll from Lagain. Or the Atoll from Lagain.
What colour is that one?
It is a blue one. So
blue and red?
Blue and teal.
I don't know that one off the top of my head. Okay.
Google. This is an interesting kit. So the story behind these is these kits were released around 2000, I think, and then for Lagaim anniversary, they were re-released by Bandai the year before last.
Mm-hmm.
So these are old designs but new plastics, basically. So this is one of the oldest kits I've ever fiddled with.
Lads.
Lads. I've got about half of it built at the moment. And it's if I compare it to, say, the red frame, the Astray red frame.
Yes.
Which got me so mad.
Which red frame? Was it one of the newer ones or the older ones?
No, the original Seed one.
Ew.
I got really mad building that. I rushed the end of it.
I'm not surprised, because that is an old kit as well, so it's got issues. I imagine there are a lot of stickers for it as well, right?
For the red frame?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't use any. But I painted the entire scabbard,
mm-hmm.
which took me about 3 days.
Sure.
So this is actually older than that. This has almost no stickers. There's a couple of water decals.
Mm-hmm.
It's better engineered than the Astray by considerable amount. Now, again, I'm not fully done, and there's definite limitations. The hips are limited in how much they can do to the side. It's kind of a weird joint. The knee does have a bit of a double bend, but you have to unclick something, and then it doesn't go like a proper deep bend. It's got a very expressive waist joint, but it's a hard plastic into hard plastic connection, so it's actually like one of those ones where it's actually elevated above. You can't push it all the way down.
Okay.
The head's got good base motion, but no forward and back or anything like that, and so it's a bit limited on its ball joint. Haven't done the arms yet, but I'm surprised by how new it feels. Because they didn't change any of the engineering, they just remade the molds. Now, saying that, I can see there's definitely some problems here in terms of design. Like, one of the pegs on the legs really does not want to work.
Is it too small or too thick or what?
Well, it's a double peg. One is long, one is short, and the short one has no grip.
Okay, so you're going to have to thicken it a little bit with glue or something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And it's definitely a design feature. There's a lot of polycaps. A lot of polycaps.
Yeah, definitely an older kit then, an older engineering aesthetic.
But if you told me this was a 20-year-old design, I would not have agreed with you. I would have said maybe 2010.
Okay.
At the oldest. This is a very old design, and I think it's kind of remarkable how well it held up.
Ooh.
The weirdest thing is some of the plastic, there's a lot of mold flash and everything like that, and I don't know what's going on with that, because if it was an original kit, I'd say okay, it's sign of the times. This isn't an original kit. They didn't just rebox old kits. They reproduced these.
Right.
So they don't really have an excuse. I wonder if there was just a bit less care put into the production.
That could happen.
I'm very curious to see how this will end up. I'm not sure. I'm enjoying the build, and it's a quick enough build. It's not a very complicated one, and it doesn't have a lot of. It doesn't have a ton of detail to paint up or line or anything like that. I changed like the color of the eye to gold because I prefer gold to Bandai yellow, but I'm not sure if I'd go deeper into the line, in part just because it does feel older, so this is something that's really nice to try as an experience, maybe not something I'd want to delve into, but I'm also not 100% sure there's like any other, like the Legaim aesthetic is quite unusual.
Yeah, it's very Zeta-y, or at least in the Zeta vein. Yeah,
so it's like not even like it's not quite Zeta.
No, but you can definitely tell it's from the same designer. Like 100. When I saw the designs for the first time in the game, I was just like, it's the same guy. I as soon as I saw them in Super Robot Wars 30, I was like, oh, is it the same guy? And someone in chat went, yeah, and I was like, okay, I thought so.
Cool. And I'm a little designed by Mamoru Nagano. I'm a little cautious about. He did Zeta. I'm a little cautious about.
You didn't believe me.
Yeah, I never believe you. I just don't know if I'd want to try the show to see if it would make me like some of these designs more.
I hear it's up on YouTube or something, isn't it? I think
you
told me that, right?
It's a Tomino show,
and it's an old one too. Yeah.
I don't necessarily like most of what he does.
What do you mean? You like Zeta?
I like many things about Zeta, but Zeta's also the least Tomino show.
What do you mean? There's double Zeta.
What is double Zeta, Andy? I remain. I do like the double Zeta as an overall mech design. I don't care if you're wrong.
I think it was done better in Build Fighters.
I think many things were done better in Build Fighter.
Because it made it into Super Robots, so it's better by default.
But like, I'm just looking at some of the designs now, and they're weird, but not necessarily weird enough. This is one of the most unusual ones, partly because of the head, but like I've no interest in picking up Legaim, for instance. Like, it's so generic looking. I don't know. Like, maybe I might try picking up another one if I really like how this turns out. There's a gold one that looks quite unique anyway. I don't know. And like I said, it's just not. I don't feel the need to watch the show to try and get an emotional attachment to all this. But I would say they are worthwhile trying out for a build. I think that if you're into model kit building, this is something that I would recommend at least buying one. They're not super expensive or anything like that. So I think they're worth a shot. They don't emotionally resonate with me so far.
See, I saw the designs and I wasn't. I didn't feel the need to get one myself. I thought, oh, they're kind of neat, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, let's buy some.
Yeah, I think that's a really healthy attitude to have with these. But cool. I don't need them in my life, but cool.
You know what's annoying, Mikey? Modoroid's annoying.
Oh, maybe they'll have improved the quality. Like, Motoroid would be fine if it wasn't for the plastic quality.
That's that's the thing. They if you didn't know, people, they revealed a fuck ton of model kits that they're doing, and most of them are in Super Robot Wars, or at least have been, because everything's been in Super Robot Wars.
And most of them are good ones as well. Like, Big O's in there, a bunch of Brave stuff is in there.
Fucking Dan of Thursday's in there as well from Gunsword. I was like, I'd love a Dan of Thursday.
Dan of Thursday's amazing.
Yeah,
I was just looking like, I could turn him into Dan of Kyoto and turn him into Dangerous Zombie.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Saw someone describe Exit of the shit show today, and I did a lot of thinking. Who
did that? Why? What was their issue with it? Are they stupid? Did a brick hit them in the head?
They said it was shit and the finale was terrible.
Did they explain why? It was just shit?
Nope, they did a YouTube video on it, and I watched 5 minutes and got bored.
Oh, you should have at least finished so that you could at least heard what the point was, because it would have been interesting to hear.
They just sounded really angry from the first minute, and I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
But isn't that what we do when we talk about Ghost?
I like to think at least we have analysis to start off with.
We do, but not to start off with. we get to the analysis eventually.
We don't open with well, that was utter shit, and then move on.
let's be honest, Mikey. When we talk to each other in DMs on Twitter, yes, it is.
Yeah, but we're not talking to the public then. We're not directing our opinions at the world.
Like, just how's Ghost? Shit. No, I don't want to watch it.
It is, by the way.
Well, Ghost.
It is shit.
Oh,
just
no,
for anyone
yeah.
who doesn't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't know.
no, it is
shit.
Yeah.
Not exaggerating. It's very bad.
Saber was the other example. Me and you in comments in DMs are like, so you're gonna finish it? I'm like, no, it's terrible. I don't want to finish it, Andy. You're like, okay.
I'm loving watching the attempts of some people to. I just randomly you see people like Saber wasn't bad, guys. He just didn't get it. And just watching the just tsunami of people going like, no, it was terrible.
What's their defense for it out of interest?
They like how lighthearted it is.
That doesn't save a show from being bad.
Yep.
Because, I mean, Transformers Robots in Disguise, not the 2000s one, but the more 2010 one was lighthearted, but that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. It had a lot of issues to it. Like, nothing happened. There was no stakes. Nothing happened, ever. Jesus. I mean, we've said it many times before. I'll say it again. I did like 1 or 2 episodes. I think maybe 2. And then I went, I'll wait to see what Mikey says. Mikey never got back in touch with me about it.
Mikey said no.
Yeah, when Mikey did eventually, he's like, no, don't do it. Unlike when you talk about the new Kamen Rider show, where you're like, no, it's good, you should jump back on. I haven't yet. I'm gonna soon. But I haven't yet.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Revice episode 18 aired. Aired. Following on from the events of 17, which was introducing the Volcano Rex form and the Buried Rex for Vice. And it's mostly about one of the bad guys.
Oh, that's good. Character development and whatnot.
Yeah, and a bit of his background, a bit of emotional, like why he ended up joining a group like this in the first place.
Oh, so it's one of the sombrero people.
Yes, Julio.
I can't remember what they're called. Julio.
And then it has...
Is that the one with the weird bowl cut hairstyle?
With the big
the sexy
sombrero.
One with the glasses?
No, it's the one with the big sombrero.
Okay. I think he's meant to be the more joke one rather than the sexy one for the girls, right?
He's the he's not. He's like the jovial, like wacky one who's not so wacky now.
Oh my god!
Because he just has a full emotional breakdown in this one.
That's what I like. I like my men to have emotional breakdowns.
And also, oh wow, this show decided it was moving into the darker territory.
Good.
Like it's been kind of doing that for a while now, but it definitely did it this time. It did something that I haven't seen in Rider in a long time. And it just made me hate Wizard more. Because it's just like, you could have been doing this. You had this exact setup. Why didn't you fucking do this?
Nah, we want to have more forms, Mikey.
They had plenty of... You know what? Revice has too many forms, and it still managed to do this.
It does have too many forms, and not many of them look great, I would argue.
I like some of them, and I don't like others of them, basically.
I don't like most of them. I like the main form, and that's about it.
Yeah, I like the base form. I like Volcano Rex after a few weeks. It's grown on me.
Okay.
And I do like... I like Vice's general aesthetic. He tends to look... Like, I like his stitched together look.
When Vice gets the form change, he usually looks better than
He definitely looks more unique than Icky.
Yes, yeah. Icky is he's the colour scheme kind of usually reversed, and then with a few bits of extra flair here and there. And I don't think that works for me.
But yeah, and Icky and Vice get a lot of focus in this one, as it's kind of their relationship is kind of like laid out, and just like Vice is an extension of Icky. Like he's his own guy in many ways, but he's literally an extension of him. And that is like, and it also talk about like how Icky kind of gave up on himself once and has never really come back from it, which is something they've hinted at before. We've also got like Volcano Rex is proper big fight, and it's like cool and it's fun, and like the action in this show is just well done. No two ways about it, and it leaves on a bad guy focused note, and also looks like the next episode is going to be about Kamen Rider Demons, who I like but has not had a lot of focus, so I'm really happy to see.
No, Kamen Rider Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. If they kill him, I'll be annoyed. And now I actually believe they could kill anyone. So I think everyone who's not Icky is up for the chop.
Cool.
Or at least probably the siblings aren't, but I don't think there's much protecting anyone else. Also, I'm completely convinced now. We've got 3 factions. I'm almost certain we're going to end up at 4, but within the next few weeks.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really good. Digimon Ghost Game episode 14, again following on from a dark episode last time, and this one was about grieving the loss of a loved one. And they spent a lot of time dealing on what it's like being a child, trying to mentally process the fact that someone isn't going to be there anymore. And I thought they did a really good job, all things considered. I thought it was a good episode. Last episode just introduced the idea of death in the first place for Digimon, and this one went okay, now we're going to see, how does that affect people who are too young to really get it? This show is putting a lot of time into its Digimon characters. Haven't seen this much focus on them since Tamers. Which, is good praise from me. But no, it was a good show. Oh yeah, and I read Transformers Treads and Circuits, which was the Wreckers series.
How many issues have you read? Is it the whole thing
4.
you've read? Or...
Whole thing. There's 4 issues.
We're not doing from the files on it?
No, I have no interest in doing a files from it. And it's not bad enough to be entertaining, and it's not good enough.
Is it the current run of Transformers?
No,
is that
I don't know. It's not written. It's written by David Mariotti.
Okay.
Who is the editor since the Visionaries book.
Oh, that guy again. Okay.
He has some definite narrative issues you and I have pointed out in some reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And this story is just soulless. I see what they're going for in the main book. I just don't think they're achieving it. But this, it's a weird book about Wreckers who are being portrayed as a stunt group who are secretly secret agents. And then there's Thunderclash is there, and Thunderclash, Aileron, Jackpot, Hotshot, Minerva, and Circuit, I want to say. And most of them have no character. Aileron's character is she doesn't like what they're doing most of the time, and thinks that Thunderclash is too, in the open. Knockout's there, he's not great. In fact, he's pretty personalityless. And
cool.
And that's before you get onto the art.
Okay.
Or his design. The art's by Jack Lawrence. The art is perfectly competent. It's Jack's style. He's good at his style. Everything else, it's just that fucking design for Knockout. I really don't like. Again, not a reflection on Jack. I'd very much be surprised if he decided to put that design in. The villains have a really cool 2 pages in issue 1 and have nothing else.
Wow.
And the pacing of the book, is they're at Velocitron, there's going to be a race to decide the leader of the planet. The race is over, the leader's knockout. And I don't mind spoiling this, but there's nothing to it. There's nothing else to it. And it happens, it basically got to issue 3, and I was okay, how are they going to get this going for the next 2 issues? And then I saw, there's one more issue, and I was just what? There's nothing here. How? What?
You would.
So yeah, it is a bog standard 5.
Okay.
And really not worth delving into. And you don't want to read it. I know that, and I don't want to read it. Just you do not put these days. You do not put the name Wreckers on something without really considering whether it is worthy of that name.
It's a bar's been set, shall we say?
And yeah, a bar has been set unreasonably high, but a bar has been set.
Well, that's what you get for having a good comic book. It means you can't just poop them out with the same name.
Yeah.
Marvel movies.
And yeah, that was my week, really.
Wow.
That was me. What about you, Andy?
What have I been up to during the week? God, I really need to start writing these things down so I actually remember what I've done. Not a huge amount, unsurprisingly. The power has not gone out over this week, so that's definitely a plus. Woohoo! Me and you did a poopcast. We did the From the Files to Teltron 2 this week, which will go up at some point. There were some issues with the audio, so we're going to have to use the backup track, which is a bit of a bummer. That's how it goes. That's why there is a backup track, just in case there are explosions, which sometimes happens. I'm still working through Wing. I definitely feel like I've hit the part where the directives have switched over, where Miliardo is now the primary bad guy, and everything's almost been reset in some ways. Like, it's definitely taken a turn, and not for the better. So I might stop.
That's when there was a big change in the production crew, because I believe the original director left. And like basically he didn't like all the interference, and so he just like went, I'm out, and left. And now the new guy came in, but he had such a different vision for the show, and there wasn't really a transition period.
No,
they don't say, okay, here's a couple of episodes to set up what's coming, and just kind of like, and new guy.
Yeah, it's weird because they have the part where Relina's taken by the Romafella Foundation and then made into the queen of the Romafella, and then she's slowly taking over, and then Trey's just comes in and gets rid of her and says, okay, we don't need you as the queen anymore. It's like, okay, so what was that whole thing about at the end of the day?
Well, he needed time to build the Toggies too.
Which that hasn't popped up, but yeah, I know he does that. He's talking about he needs to take the stage and this role. Yeah. I think the idea is he's taken over so Relina doesn't have to die, because he feels he has to take the stage and be the leader.
Who can tell with bloody Trays?
Yeah, Trays
is crazy. Trays is just legit like operating on his own level.
Yeah, it's very much like the beauty of war aspect, and we talked about it before with the aspect of the soldier mentality. It's like, no, soldiers, their mentality on the battlefield is, I don't want to fucking die, I want to just go home and eat Cheetos or something. They're not thinking about the deep morality of it. They're just trying to not die.
Certainly not in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. It always gets a bit freely with Trays. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it, but I think I might stop where I am before I hit the kind of the end, basically, where it just kind of tanks and you go, sure. Well.
No, you need to watch it all. You need to watch. You need to commit.
But I could watch.
It's still better than the Ghost.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, but I could just start watching, or catching back up on Revise.
I mean, you could do that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option, because I haven't watched for a long time. I didn't watch since I stopped because I wanted it to build up. I stopped where they were at the hot spring resort and demons came in and
that would have been
wrecked the birthday party.
8 or 9, I think.
Yes, I'll have like 10
That was
episodes.
Evil's big reveal.
Evils, that's right. Yeah, Evils. I remember dramatically flowers being dropped on the ground and everybody being sad. I was like,
and he walks in them and he's just like, I'm now wearing black.
Mother, I have now don't care about you and your shit.
I have now don't care.
That's right.
Yeah. And they just introduced the word family as well, the other family.
That's right, who are spies or something. It's like, okay. I'm sure that pans out and there's a bit more to it, but yeah. At the moment,
not a lot yet. They're more laying, like, there's been a few. That's the thing about Revise at the moment. So we're laying a lot of landmines and hints and stuff like that.
That's interesting. There is fear of them not fulfilling those things.
Always.
But hopefully they will. So yeah, apart from Wing, what else have I done? I got a Christmas gift for myself because I finally got a little bit of money. So I was like, okay, let's get the Thousand Suns Codex, the new one. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's a nice book, got a nice layout. I'm reading through it at the moment. I hear it's got really good rules in it and all that jazz, but I wouldn't know because I don't get to play with anyone. And I've been... that's how it is.
I'm mocking your isolation.
Oh, thank you, Mikey. Years in prison, but in a nice one. I've been doing more painting here and there. And I guess the thing that really took up the main thrust of the week was we had a Windows seller coming round. And he came and evaluated my windows, and he told me how much it would be to replace all my windows and my front and back doors and everything. And I was sitting down on the couch, and I literally said to him, "This is the part where you tell me the price." I nod slowly, but internally I scream. And he told me the price, and I internally screamed, and I started fucking hating my life.
You could externally scream.
I was tempted. The price for like getting all these windows and doors done was about this was like without the discounted price was 24,000. And I was working out how much that would cost, how many weeks because, I'm on a weekly salary and a very, very, very low one for the work I do. I was trying to work out how many weeks it was, and I think it came out to about 5 to 6 years. And I was just like, that would be like if I was giving all of it to the windows and doors, and nothing made me feel more depressed with my life than finding out how long it would take me to do that. I was like, oh my god. It was like, but it'd only be like 15,000 if we did it today. And I was like, I can't do it today. Jesus. It's like, you sure? I was like, no, I'm pretty positive I can't do it today. You could spread the payments out. No. It's like, no, I'm good.
Then you'll add more.
Yeah, because then there'd be interest. It's like, no, I'm no. It's something that the house does need to do, because to be honest, the house, the windows have been in this house for about as long as I've been living here, so about 30 years. So they do need to be changed and updated. And I was told, and this is probably true, that if your house isn't energy efficient, and obviously Windows releasing lovely warm air into the outside world, that will reduce the cost of, not the cost of your house, but how much your house is on resale value. Yeah, so it is worth doing.
Definitely.
It is something I do need to do, but it's something that I'm not going to be able to do, obviously, anytime soon. This is what happens when the house doesn't get updated after years and years and years. Not my choice. I don't have an option. I didn't have the money. Now I technically do, so it'll be something I'll need to consider finances for and whatnot. That took up like 2 days. That was 2 days because they came late one day, like 4 o'clock, and I was like, okay, we can't do this today. I will come tomorrow. So okay. So that was fun and morally absolutely demoralizing. So fun times. Apart from that, I've just been streaming. And just having fun with that with Vermintide 2. That's a fun game. And Super Robot Wars 30. I've started that back up again. It is working again, thankfully. The controls are not buggered, so I'm pleased about that. And that's it. Nothing else really. I'm thinking. Oh, I did a podcast with Gruff and George. It was a Fluff and Hammer episode, the Fluffies, the anniversary show. I wasn't able to contribute much because, as usual, I can't remember what happened during the entire year, so I was just there going, Yep. It's why we don't do one on this show, because I wouldn't know what Transformers came out. Me and Mikey...
We don't remember what happened yesterday.
No. And to be fair, me and Mikey don't have the money to buy every Transformer that came out in the year to really justify doing a show dedicated to, what the best toy of the year was. At least I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. I don't know about yourself.
No, I wouldn't.
It's like, what looked the best, Andy? This one, I guess? Was it the best, though? I don't know. Did it explode in your hand and turn to dust? Maybe. So if you wondered why we don't do an anniversary show and kind of do our best and worst figures of the year, that's literally the reason. We don't buy enough to justify it. If we had a team of 4, we still wouldn't do it because me and Mikey... Well, I know I wouldn't be buying the figures at the moment, and I don't think Mikey would be either. So it would be up to the other 2 people to basically buy all the toys to tell us if they're good or not. So, anything apart from that? No, I don't think so. Oh, Mikey, have you been keeping up with Better Man versus Gao Gaiga, or Gao Gaiga versus Better Man?
No, I wish I was, but they stopped translating it.
Oh, really? Oh, why? Fuck you.
Because manga translators are a fickle bunch.
Damn, the lazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, I want to
Looks like I'll
see
need to learn Japanese. That's not going to happen.
I don't want to. That requires effort.
That's true. Hopefully one day we'll get an anime of it, though.
I would like that.
I would too. I don't think it'll happen because it's a mecha show, so
maybe an anniversary of some sort.
That'd be great. On the stream that I did last night, Mikey, I was really hype. I was really happy. We got the Eldorado team in. We got Eldorado 5. I was like, nice. I didn't even know they were in the game. I mean,
didn't think they were.
Gunsword were, but I didn't think they put in Eldorado 5 because they were in one episode.
Oh, yeah, but they're so good.
It's so good.
4 old men and their ghost girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a good... Yeah, it made me want to rewatch Gunsword again because it was a fun show.
Yeah, didn't make any sense when you look back on it, but it was fun.
No. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. And we can't get it in this country, which is a bit of a shame.
I have the DVD somewhere.
Do you?
I think I have the DVD somewhere. Yeah. I bought because that's how I saw it. I bought it at the time.
Did you? Damn. Okay. It's probably out of print at this point, I would imagine.
Oh, probably. It's probably streaming somewhere.
I'm not doing a streaming service.
Stream, you bitch.
No, there's no point. I could just buy it on DVD, and then I won't need to worry about it vanishing into the ether.
Not the ether.
The ether, son. I think that's
precious
all we've
ether.
got of what we've done this week, so we may as well go through a few bits that we missed last week. As Christoph, not last week, but the week before, sent us a message saying, Happy New Year, dudes! I finished my New Year's resolution of painting the City Fall box just in time, and while on holiday with the fam, I saw Teen Titans Go episode that took the piss out of Star Trek and Star Wars at the same time. I'm sorry. No wonder people hate it. Okay, that's fair. And I don't know whether he means Star Trek and Star Wars or Teen Titans Go, but I think all of those shows at this point. That's fair. And I said I hope IDW would not lose the license as Beast Wars comics just keeps getting better and better. Eat it, Pterosaurus. Pterosaurus. Yeah.
Pterosaur, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe it's I'm just stupid. And then it goes on for one more bit, and it goes, and I would have a repaint. I would have painted more turtles if I had not really gone into the MCP, which is the Marvel game. I think that's what that is. So what Transformers stuff are you looking forward to this year, Mikey? And obviously me, it doesn't specify.
I'm looking forward to, may not be the right word, but I'm very curious about what's going to happen with
Rise of the Beast. Did you say, Mikey? Rise of the Beast toy line. The movie?
We did talk about it here, but they said that the toy line is coming out in April.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
April this year, and it's not the deluxes, but the gimmick lines have started. And
the what line?
The main line, I suppose.
No. What was the deluxe line called, Mikey?
Overpriced.
No, it was called the Young Boys line.
Yes, the Young Boys line. I didn't want to say it. Thank you.
I love the Young Boys line. Jesus.
I think, wasn't there something worse than that?
I think Young Boys line was pretty bad. I don't think it was worse than that.
But, so they've said that they are going to be releasing the toys in April, and they've given some characters, so we will see designs for, Rhinox and Primal and Airraiser and the rest. About a year before these are, of course, these are going to be based off of early designs, of course, so they will change a lot between then and the movie, because that's how it always works. But I'm very curious to see how that line will do.
Yeah, because usually movies that toy lines come out a long time beforehand don't do great. At least with kids. They'll do fine for adult collectors and whatnot like us, but I don't think your general kid's gonna care about random Transformer who they've never seen before. Who's Optimus
it's
Primal?
Gonna be weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how the King, for instance, I don't know how the Kingdom stuff sold, in the broader communities. But
sure.
It's just I don't think we've ever had something like this before with Transformers anyway. Marvel, Shang-Chi may not have sold as well as it might have if they'd come out in time, but the Marvel effect will have sold that. Yes. Transformers. The problem with Transformers is that its reputation is in the toilet now in general with wider public, because Last Night killed it, because no one went to see Last Night and it lost $100 million. Yeah,
because people were sick of them at that point. It had overstayed its welcome with poor movies.
It had overstayed its welcome with the Chinese market, which was what was keeping it going.
Certainly, yeah.
And we've moved past the time where marketing towards Chinese cinema is as prominent in blockbusters as it was.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious about that. I'm curious about the Nickelodeon show, what that's going to be like.
Is that coming out next year? Or this year, I should say?
I think it's this year. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
It'd be nice. Hopefully it'd be something that me and Mikey can get behind. Hell yeah.
I saw someone was hinting they had something to do with it online.
I guess if it does come out this year, it'll be end of the year, August, September, November time.
I mean, what I'm most excited about has nothing to do with Transformers. I found out during the week that the writer for Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, All Out Monsters Attack, which is one of, if not my favorite Godzilla movies, because, oh my god, it's so dark. And Baragon gets fucked up. But they started, Toho tweeted some, mysterious happenings going on, and then suddenly the writer for that movie says, oh, I I'm at Toho today. Or Toei, rather. No, it's Toho. It is Toho. I'm at Toho today. Odd that. And then no one said anything else, and now the kaiju side of things is like going like, ah!
What you don't know, Mikey, is they're doing a revitalization of Cutie Honey, the live action
You know
show.
what? I will take it. Because that guy can write. That guy wrote a really good movie. So they want to do Cutie Honey. They already did like 5 Cutie Honey live actions, and they got progressively less lewd. What was the point?
Yeah, I was going to say, no, it's meant to get... Isn't it meant to get more lewd? Isn't that the idea?
Yes, Cutie Honey was made by Go Nagai.
Yeah, well, you take it. Yeah. I mean, that's all you need to say. It was made by Go Nagai. You go,
and it was well known, and that was a HoloLive thing actually during the week. One new HoloLive VTubers, Chloe, was saying, someone asked her, so why are you a massive pervert? And she went into a very long story about how her grandmother used to tell her dirty jokes, and then instead of telling the joke and letting it hang, would then go into expressive detail about what this joke meant.
Oh no, so she like, she's fully putting the blame on the grandmother.
And then at her grandmother's house, she would only watch things like Cutie Honey or like not age appropriate material. Just like, okay, cool. Your grandmother's a sex monster. Well done.
Wow. Good for you. Maybe
yeah, something to talk about, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, so Transformers wise, I don't think we've enough to go on really. Like Legacy got kind of undermined for me.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how they're going to do the Stunticons. But not a lot I'd say I'm looking forward to right now. I wanted to see how it plays out. I want something to spark me. Like the Flametoys, definitely. Like, but that's just me and my love of Flametoys, you know? There's like at least 4 kits there I want to try and pick up. Andy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the trailer... Well, theoretically, if we do get the trailer for Rise of the Beast, I don't think I'll enjoy what I see, but I am interested to see what it looks like, and is it going to be more Bumblebee? Is it going to be better than Bumblebee, which I personally hope? Or is it going to be more in line with the Michael Bay stuff, which is something I'm sure no one really wants, apart from maybe an executive somewhere.
Lorenzo sitting there going like, I can save it.
No, you can't, Lorenzo. You really can't.
I can. No. It was genius.
No, bro. No. No, please. No more. So yeah, that's all that. Christoph also sent a message last week saying, so if worst case scenario happens and all the old IDW were to go away, which ones shows people I think it's which one should people rush out and get the fuck now?
Get the fuck now?
Yeah, which of the IDW series should people get the
Boat
fuck now?
Drift minis.
Wait. I don't think you mean that.
I believe you are lying.
I think you tried to bamboozle me, sir. I mean, the obvious one's just like Wreckers, right? The first Wreckers.
Well, like, I would say like Last Stand of the Wreckers, followed by Sins, and followed by what was the last one called? Oh my god, he'll kill me. Okay, so I can't remember what the last one was called, but Requiem
was the one
Requiem
with
of the Wreckers.
Whales, right?
No, Requiem was about Overlord.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. But like the Wreckers trilogy would be like, that is, in terms of like minis, the best we've ever had.
I mean, I remember you liked all of them. I was only really a fan of the first one, and then I got progressively less interested as they went on.
Yeah, well, definitely Last Stand is like, I think
that's
Last
the
Stand
easy one.
Last Stand is like seminal comic book reading.
Yeah.
I think season 1 of Modern ETI is definitely well worth it. I think after season 1, it's going to become more Marmite for people. You'll either really get into season 2, or you'll like be thrown off by it. Like the new elements of season 2 will either carry you along or throw you off. And season 3, Lost Light, is going to be like, you are either going to defend that book to your dying breath, or you are going to call it a trash fire. Transformers
vs. ROM as well. That's a good one.
That I was about to say. Transformers vs. ROM, absolutely worth it. Star Drive, Till All Are One. the first Windblade series, Antiloller 1.
Ah, yeah, because they all connect together, to be fair, don't they?
I would say the second one, but it got kind of shot in the leg by event books.
Yeah.
But Tiloller 1 especially is really, really good. I really think, like, John Barber's stories have so many good books in there. I think I don't know which arc to tell you to read, because it's not like it's not got the season divide the way Morden Meets the Eye has.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to recommend that stuff just because it is effectively one massive run.
Yeah, that goes
with bad events kind of well, not bad, but events that's
just in.
Yeah, it kind
marveled.
of mess with
it gets
the story.
marveled.
Yeah,
it gets marveled. Morden Meets the Eye got off, and sometimes I think a little too off from that, but so like Rom vs. Transformers though is definitely something. I think Unicron is a great book. I think Unicron is well worth a read.
I think the problem with Unicron is that if you do that, you kind of have to read all of the John Barber stuff and the More Than Meets the Eye stuff. Well, maybe, no,
John Barber
less
definitely. John Barber definitely.
Yeah,
because
you need that.
So like Slide won't be as effective there as because that Blur's.
Yeah.
What happens to Blur? What happens to Optimus? Soundwave? Whatever happens to anyone in that book will not carry the weight if you don't read stuff before it. I'm just trying to think. Any other minis I'd say are like. It's okay, so I'm not sure I'd say they're like must have reading, but John Barber's Dinobot side books get progressively better.
Which ones are they? Actually,
they're the ones that were done. The art's by Livio, and it's like it's around Slag and the rest, and like what they're doing without Grimlock, basically.
Okay.
Started with Punishment and then spun off into Redemption of the Dinobots, and there was another book after that, I believe. Where Triptychon came in. It's just trying to parse through. That one thing about the IDW stuff is trying to recommend it to people. Like, you will have to say, like, there's a chance you're going to hate this. Because when people took against the IDW stuff, they didn't take against it. They, like, militantly took against it.
Yeah, they were very much against it, yeah.
And, like, you know, nothing's more divisive than the Season 3 books. Like nothing. Like, I love Optimus Prime. I do not care for Lost Light. Other people tell me I'm crazy and that Lost Light is a piece of genius, and we all agree that Galore one is great. Yeah. That's just, it's one of those things. Like, I'd say the thing, like, trying to think about before then though is a bit more difficult in a way.
I think most of the Asian series is interesting. I think it did the Arrival on Earth stuff really well, but no, you're right. Yeah. By the end of it, just kind of it shits the bed because they went, okay, 4 issues, go, and it can't be focused on the story. It has to be focused on these 4 specific characters who didn't have a massive role in the story to begin with, so it got messy. But I think the introduction of like Infiltration is not bad, and I did honestly like how they did the Transformers coming to Earth and being hidden and all that jazz. At the time, it was quite nice to see that. Obviously, there are some easy ones to say, no, don't read that. Like, minis would be like Bumblebee. Don't read the Bumblebee. Yeah, no, that was terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Hearts of Steel was pretty bad as well.
Hearts of Steel was like something that was really carried by its ideas.
And its visuals. The visual of how it looked, like the idea of them being trains was pretty neat. But, the story was...
Bumblebee is definitely like the big one to avoid, in my opinion.
I mean, Hearts of Steel is the big one to avoid.
I don't know.
Not Hearts of Steel. The Heart of Darkness. That's the one.
Heart of Darkness can burn in hell, and everyone who was involved in that book can burn with it. Transformers versus Visionaries also isn't worth your time. Yeah, like that was bad.
We tried to be nice to it at one point.
We did, and I enjoyed talking to the writer. I thought she had some interesting ideas, but it was one of those things where there was no passion in it for me.
No,
and Jesus, bring in not a good way to introduce you to a new editor either.
Yeah, it's totally fine. We killed Cup. It's cool.
Totally fine. We killed Cup. Now let me explain in detail why. That you will have to read after the book. It's not in the book. You have to read it after the book.
You did it, Dio.
Yeah, a lot of the spotlights don't stand up.
No. Again, I think the idea behind them was not a terrible idea. It's just like rereading them, you go, some of these, little flat. Little flat. Some of them also introduced really ridiculous concepts like the Magnificent, which was dumb.
The Magnificents, which no one knew what to do with for years, and then they fucked up at the end and lost like.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then there's like stuff like Spotlight RC or something, which is like, just don't. RC and Mirage are the two I'd say just absolutely just don't read them. Mirage is just what? What? It's just Mirage is like, oh look, I have an idea, and it's elevated, and it's like,
yeah, because it was like Mirage wasn't Mirage, was he? It was Mirage from a different universe. They tried to counterpunch him, right?
No, what they did was like,
right?
They opened up like, I had a dream, I was an Autobot, I had a dream, blah blah blah, and it was like Decepticon Mirage, which then ended with Autobot Mirage waking up like in a chamber, going like, I had a dream, I was a Decepticon, and it was just like, what were we trying to say? And
the answer was nothing, because they never went back to it.
Oh, here's the Spotlight. Read Ramjet. Ramjet is the best Spotlight. Ramjet is fantastic.
But not because of Ramjet.
No, yes, because of Ramjet. Because Ramjet aims too high. He aims for the sun, and his wings of wax melt. And also, jive talking Constructicons.
The jive talk, that's what you really want.
And then, that is one thing I'll never forgive John for. He killed him.
Yeah, he did.
But, oh man, I love Spotlight. All these years later, I still love Spotlight Ramjet. But yeah, like, it's one of those, basically, I would say, if you want to recommend it, someone pick this up, go to the TF Wiki page and go through the book lists. And you'll find the ones that are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look for online reviews. They will not help you at all when it comes to Transformers books.
Look for our online reviews here at the Moonbase 2. Plug, plug, plug.
Yes, the Underbase, I suppose, back in the day.
Yeah, technically, yeah, that's true.
You can listen to me die inside.
Oh my god.
We'll have you on for a book, Mikey. It'll be great. Oh, yay, what's it called? Heart of Darkness. Oh, wow.
Let's have a look at these covers look great. Yeah. I hope it's as good on the inside.
And also, that one cover of RC wrapped around Galvatron's leg really has different connotations these days.
It kind of does, yeah.
Kind of does, because I never did that with my family.
No. Well, you've got it, don't you? Wincest. We have a message from Tendermon4. Happy New Year, dudes. And if you thought Goblin Queen's outfit was lewd, check out X-Men Phoenix Legacy of Fire from the Marvel Mangaverse. It's so fucking bad. Wow. Sold.
Okay, I'm curious now he said it.
While you search, I will continue. And the colouring, honestly, makes it even worse. It has colouring? Oh dear.
I've never read any of the mangas.
No. Also, yes, there is a Spider-Man baddie called Queen Goblin. Why do you, Mikey? Okay.
Well, the outfit evolves.
That's good. She
looks very angry.
I'll continue. That's not confusing at all. Cause that's not confusing at all. And do you think the old IDW, the old good IDW comics are in the same danger of being delisted as old Archie, Sonic, and Mega Man? Well, at least Turtles are doing well with Last Ronin. Don't sleep on that one. T4 out. What do you think, Mikey?
I have been sleeping on that, actually. I'll be honest, I haven't read that.
Oh, wow. That lady does not have much covering. Hang on, it's the last image of her. Is that the last image of her? She doesn't have anything covering her cooch? Or is she wearing like a jumpsuit?
I don't know.
Is she just smooth down there like a Barbie doll?
Well, she's the Phoenix, I suppose. They're all parental advisory explicit. I just realized that.
I think you can tell from the covers, personally. Like, if I was going to go into a comic store, and I would not pick this up for my 5-year-old, personally, but hey-ho, maybe I'm a prude. I mean, it doesn't look like Jean at all, which doesn't help.
It's got red hair.
Yeah, I guess that's Jean Grey. Woo.
Cool. Right, what?
Yeah, so the question, Mikey, was, do you think old IDW comics are in the same danger of being delisted as the Archie and Sonic and Mega Man ones? I would imagine they would be.
Yes, absolutely, because when IDW lost the Godzilla license, every Godzilla book disappeared from Comixology.
Yeah, because they don't hold the license. The license holder goes. It means they can't sell those products again. So it means that any of those books will have to be taken off the websites as well. I would imagine.
Yeah, and then it's with Godzilla, like I had the entire run of Rulers of the Earth on digital, and I couldn't access it.
Oh,
at all. I lost complete access to the book. You will not keep that. So I would say.
Oh, hang on. Where did you have them? Did you have them on Comixology or something?
On Comixology. I haven't checked in a while since, because IDW got the license back there a while back. I'll just see if I can read any of them
again,
now.
That's another thing of going, oh, hey, if you're going to buy something, physical's still the way to go, because legal stuff can happen, and then fuck you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, what if, I would say if Comixology offers you a backup option, which they do for... I believe they're Transformers books.
Okay.
I believe IDW signed up for them. Let me just double check. V series. Because they used to anyway. View and store. Oh, yeah. No. Yes. No. Yes. View and store. Because like they used to let me download like PDFs and stuff like that. I don't know if they're still doing it, but do I have access? I do. I now have access to the old Godzilla books again. So when IDW got the license back, you could read the Godzilla. The books came back, but they lost the license there in 2016, I want to say. So that's why I didn't know, because it never occurred to me to check.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can download a lot of the Transformers books from Comixology. So, my advice, if you want to keep, if you've only got digital copies and you do not want to find yourself in a bit of a hole not being able to read a book you like to reread every year or whatever, I would recommend going out there and downloading all the PDFs off of Comixology. Yeah,
I guess so. Before, I don't know. I guess it's weird because this has been an issue that hasn't really affected the Steam. Because obviously when the Transformer games like War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron went, you still got to keep the game, you still get to download it, you just don't get to buy it again. So it's a little bit of a shame that, unfortunately, with I guess Comixology, it's like if you don't get it, I guess too fucking bad, get fucked. Which is it's a bit of a shame that they kind of went that way instead.
But hey, like I said, go out there, download. Get that done. You can't download the Godzilla books, which doesn't surprise me at all because of how Toho's licensing works.
Are they a bit more strict and whatnot?
Just did you know if you are using, do you know why Godzilla, most Godzilla stuff before the MonsterVerse didn't feature stuff like Rodan or Ghidorah or Mothra?
Go on.
Because each of those is licensed individually.
Oh, really?
Not
individually. Oh my god!
If you get the Godzilla
fee's crazy.
Yep, if you get the Godzilla license, you get the license to Godzilla only.
Oof.
You do if you want to feature King Ghidorah, you have to buy the license for King Ghidorah. If you want to feature Anguirus, you have to feature Anguirus.
That's so expensive. Holy shit!
It is, which is one of the reasons. Like when Dark Horse had the Godzilla comics, they never featured any Toho monsters apart from Godzilla.
Yeah, don't blame them.
Because of the licensing.
Probably why in the original Godzilla cartoon, not the original cartoon, the one based off the live action movie, is probably why they didn't try to go after any of the monsters, right?
What they did was homage as many of them as they could, but they were told strictly no, you would have to buy all these licenses, and TriStar is not paying for them.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's kind of insane, but MonsterVerse getting as popular as it did ended up they bought licenses for a number of Toho monsters for a while, although I think those licenses have officially expired. I don't know. It depends, if they decide to do more MonsterVerse Godzilla movies, they'll renew the licenses, and if not, they'll let them lapse. But I know Toho was going to start doing, they were going to cancel the contract at the end of it because of their plan to do their own sort of Godzilla cinematic universe.
Alright.
But Godzilla vs. Kong did way fucking better than they were expecting.
Yeah, because they weren't planning to do any more after Godzilla vs. Kong, were they? Because the previous movie didn't do well, right?
Yeah, it did. Just critics weren't in love with it, and audiences a lot of audiences liked it, but we weren't showing up out in big numbers. Godzilla vs. Kong was, until Spider-Man, I think, or maybe one or two movies before, the highest earning movie of 2021.
So weird.
It earned passable in-person money on a normal year, which is insane on a year like that. Well, I don't think it's weird, because I think Godzilla vs. Kong is great, but I think it's a big improvement over the other movies, and I like the other two movies.
Yeah.
But I think someone was talking to me recently and said, the problem with that movie, it doesn't have a main character. And
Which
the humans
movie?
don't do much. Godzilla vs. Kong. It doesn't have a main character. And I'm just like, it does have a main character. It's Kong. Kong's the main character. Yeah. It's literally Kong. It's his story. It's about his needing to find a home. That's the fucking story. It's not about, we need Kong trailer guy. The world needs him. It's about the gorilla. And Godzilla is a secondary character who's an anti-villain. But
an anti-villain?
Yeah. Or an anti-hero. No, he's anti-villain turned anti-hero. That's what he is. But this is the movie that went we're making the monsters the main characters. And one thing that was kind of interesting, when they told Adam Wingard later they were kind of interested in maybe pursuing some more kaiju films, the producers apparently said something along the lines of, we want to see how much human footage we can cut out of a 2-hour film. We want to see how much of this we can make strictly about the monsters.
Okay.
Which is a unique perspective to take. And I think, again, it's because Godzilla vs. Kong was a big success, and that was its perspective.
Right.
So, anyway, that's a ramble, but I like Godzilla.
Yeah, I never would have guessed. It's unknown to the audience at this point.
But yeah, if you want to get the comics, guys, I would recommend downloading.
Ooh.
And off Comixology, I'm not saying steal it. I'm also not saying don't, but I am saying if it's on Comixology and you want to make sure you've got a legal copy afterwards, download them or, do what you can.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Mikey?
I have one from Andreas. This was sent just at the start of the year. Hello, Moonbase 2. Hope you had pleasant holidays. Bring seasonal greetings and a gift. Since I'm always interested in what goes on in other countries with regards to toys, I thought you might be too. Well, I was shopping a few weeks back. I took a picture of a Transformers section in one of the largest toy stores in one of the largest cities in Germany. How is it compared to the situation in the UK and Ireland? Basically, if this is the entire situation he's got, he's doing... All I've got up here is pictures of bloody Jean Grey now. Turn off Google. This is the image he sent. So this is from the largest toy store in the largest city in Germany. Or presumably he means Berlin.
Maybe? I mean, that would make sense. But we might be wrong. Maybe the capital isn't the biggest city in Germany.
Is it Karlsruhe? Could be Karlsruhe, although I could never find a toy shop in Karlsruhe. So that would be... all
the Transformers?
Yeah, if that's the entire selection, Andreas, we are slightly better off, I'll be honest. And
definitely.
Here's the thing, though. I've heard stories about this before, that Germany is one of the worst places to buy Transformers in shops.
I wonder why that is. Is it one of those things where the store owners don't order in Transformers?
I was in Germany, I was in France, and I went looking in both times, and I could find almost nothing back in the day. But yeah, it shrunk in the last couple of years with no movie, but my local Smith's has about a fifth of their boys' toys aisle dedicated to Transformers.
Yeah, there's a decent sized one in the Smith's near me. Not massive, don't get me wrong, but it's still it's not like you'd miss it by accident. You wouldn't be able to see. You'd see the Transformer display at the very least. This looks like something you'd find at like an Asda or a supermarket or something like that.
This is a Tesco kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, on to my main question. Is there something in toy collecting that only you enjoy? I.e., you haven't found another collector that enjoys this particular aspect. For me, it is the tape MMC uses in their boxes. It's super easy to remove and doesn't leave many residues. Compared to the tape Takara uses for their masterpiece releases, which is a chore to remove and get a clean clamshell. I always remove all tape from my boxes since they're yellow and are impossible to remove without damaging the packaging. After a while, this aspect is important to me. What do you think? Andy, I know one that you have.
Do I?
Your obsession with smells.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's an obsession. I just like
it's
a nice
fucking
smelling
obsession.
toy. If it smells like petrol directly from the tank, then it's great. The more chemical it is, the more likely it's going to kill me. It's like, oh, it smells so good.
You are so weird to be around opening new toys at conventions.
You haven't been around me for a while, Mikey. Don't pretend like you have.
Andy, I've known you for far too long. I have been around you many times.
Also, I can tell you this: I don't smell model kits because they don't smell of anything. I don't know if you'd notice that when you crack open a model kit. They don't smell
because
of
you know
anything.
what I don't do? I don't smell my toys.
You need to. What's the thing they say, Mikey? Smell the roses.
I don't even like smelling the roses.
No, don't get me wrong. Roses can fucking burn in fire, but you gotta sit up and you gotta smell your toys, my dude. Come on now.
Burn, roses, burn, you uncaring bastards.
It's I got you a flower, Andy. This doesn't smell like a plastic toy, and I just throw it back at them. Piece of shit, get out of here.
Bring Mabe that petroleum.
It's so good. It smells of the dead animals of the past.
The last person I saw have a reaction was watching porn. You can be so weird. Like, it's so weird to be sitting there. Like, you're not the weirdest one. We've seen weirder people at conventions so many times. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, you see, when you first meet Andy, you think, okay, he's passable.
No.
Not normal, but passable. And then he opens his mouth, and you're just like, okay. And then he just, once he knows you a while, and this comes out, and he's just like, oh no, you're a pervert.
I'm like a VTuber. I get progressively worse the more you learn about me. You know, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Somewhere there's a video of Iron Mouse being really saintly, and I don't believe that even as I say it.
No.
No. Do I have anything in toy collecting only I enjoy?
Being right.
Andy, no one enjoys me being right.
No, that's why you enjoy it.
I can't help it, Andy. That's like enjoying the weather. It's like, oh, it's sunny today. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh my god.
I'm just right. I have an unhealthy obsession with the Crossbone Gundam.
I wouldn't say that you're alone in that. I'm sure there are other people out there who really like Crossbones as well.
Yeah.
Not enough to make an anime, obviously, but, you know, I'm sure there are enough people out there.
Monsters. But, like, as someone who can... there it is. I'm someone who's into Gundam collecting who hates the RX-78. And I know there's also Andy, but, like, that's, like, 2 people out of 4 million.
A lot of people like the RX-78 for some reason.
And I don't get why. It's so boring. And it's in a bad show. There, I said it. I fucking said it.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree there. It's rough.
There we go. Like, this is something only, like, me and a couple of other people enjoy. And, like, I know this is small. Buying shattered glass toys to represent Gridman characters.
Oh, yeah. Most people are like, oh, no, I like shattered glass. It's like, lame.
Or most people see the character you're representing and then give you a really interesting look.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be her. Yep. And one picture you always find when you Google Akane is her lying on the bags in the swimsuit outfit.
That's right, yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're searching. If you search Gridman Akane, that will be your first choice, and you will have to spend a long time explaining that that's not what you like about her.
Well, she's also lying on bags of trash as well.
Yeah, which is supposed to highlight the fact that she is a broken mess of a human being. But, no, let's stare at the big boobs. Let's focus on this girl in big boobs in a swimsuit. That's the issue here. Mm-hmm. Gaha.
You're not looking at what's behind the boobs, my friend.
No, that's Rika.
She's more the thighs than the boobs, though, to be fair.
But it's definitely behind the boobs.
That's true.
But yeah, so my weird shattered glass Gridman thing. There we go.
Nice.
I only know a couple of other people who do that in the wider collector market, and they're all as weird as me.
Jason doesn't even do that.
No, Jason does it. He just doesn't admit to doing it.
I don't think he does it. I don't think he's bought Transformers for ages because he's a bad person.
I know, but I bet he has. I bet he's got some form of Shattered Glass Optimus from even years ago that he just looks at and goes, he strokes it and just says, "Akane."
You might be right.
Yeah.
Is that us done then, Mikey?
That's me done.
Cool. Then where can people find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and if you want to message us on Twitter, it's the Moonbase2, and you can contact us on the Moonbase2@gmail.com, and on Facebook and Libsyn and on Patreon and everywhere else. We're always around somewhere.
Oh my god.
Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter as Decade Andy, on YouTube as Decade Andy, where I stream from 11 o'clock in the UK evening time till about 1:30 in the morning UK time, from Tuesdays to Saturdays, the Saturday of the day. That's right. That's the 4th day of the week, Saturday. That's right.
You're going to say the 7th day of the week.
No. Saturday is the 5th day of the week, because it's Monday, 1 day, Tuesday, 2 days, Wednesday, what day? Come on now. Thursday, the 4th day, Friday, the 4th day, 5th day, 4th day, 4th day.
So you don't know when Saturday is, do you?
I was forgetting because I'm tired and I'm losing track of reality.
I heard you say it and I was just waiting for you to notice.
Yeah, I was just like, hang on, what's happening? You can also, if you want to find us, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Libsyn. On YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You have to put that in. We're on patreon.com/Moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teltran 2. And you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transformery things in more detail. You can also find us on the ccbunker.weebly.com there as well. I think I've covered everything. I think that's us done. Yes, Mikey?
I think that's your lot.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you very much for coming on by, everybody. Hope you have a very good day and whatnot. And we'll see you next week for Moonbase action or something. I don't know.
Woo!